Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching this or when you're seeing this. I posted yesterday that someone asked me a question about the right of an illegitimate child to inherit from his father's estate, and I said I was going to respond to it today. So, in case you didn't see the post, let me start by reading out the question. The person said, 16 years of marriage. After all my toil and loyalty, I just realized that my husband fathered a son outside wedlock. The child is 8 years old, 8 whole years, and he didn't think it was okay to tell me about it. I'm so broken, but I need to secure my children's interest while I still can. We are legally married. Does this mean that my children are entitled to their father's estate to the exclusion of this illegitimate child? Okay, I understand that this is a very painful one. It's a painful situation, the betrayal and all of that. But a child does not have the free will to choose whether he's legal or illegal, whether he's legitimate or illegitimate. So we cannot say that he will not inherit from his father's estate just because he's illegitimate. Now, I don't want to use your husband, madam, as an example, but let's say a man, let's call him Mr. A, who is legally married, goes ahead to commit adultery or have a child outside wedlock, and then he dies. If before he dies, he made a will and gifted that child something in that will, or gifted that child something out of his own personal assets, he has the right to gift or to will any of his properties to anyone that he pleases. It's within his rights to do so. But if he dies intestate, that is without a will, then the laws will now be considered, laws relating to the rights of illegitimate children to inherit from their father's estate, or their to inherit from their parents' estate, whatever. Now let us look at what the Constitution says in Section 42. Now, Section 42 of the Constitution provides for the right to freedom from discrimination, the right to freedom from discrimination. And then subsection 2 now goes ahead to specifically emphasize that no citizen of Nigeria shall be subjected to any disability or deprivation merely by reason of the circumstances of his birth. So it doesn't matter whether the child is legitimate or illegitimate. It is not their choice to be either. So you cannot say that because of that they should be discriminated. So the Constitution has made it clear the right to freedom from discrimination, and then particularly subsection 2 of that section says that no Nigerian citizen shall be subjected to any disability or deprivation merely by reason of the circumstances of his birth. And the Supreme Court had also ruled, on this matter. I think Salubi versus Mwariaka said that the children of the deceased who were born within a lawful wedlock and the children of the deceased who were born out of wedlock, so both children born in and out of wedlock, are entitled to equal shares to the properties of the deceased. So, ma, please, the court will always um decide based the court will always tilt towards public policy and what the law actually says. So it's a painful one, but I hope that God mends your relationship. But really, you cannot stop that child, whether boy or girl. Was it a boy you said? Whichever one, whether son or daughter, you cannot stop that child from inheriting from their father's estate. It is not their choice to be legitimate or illegitimate.